What is an alien's favorite thing to do around a campfire? Roasting Martian mellows. Welcome to the stream. I hope you're doing well tonight, my friends. I'm here. I didn't think it was going to happen, and somehow it has. I'm very happy to be streaming tonight. Very happy to be with you. Oh. I can see reception of that joke is mixed. Loyal to Soil, first in chat, welcome to the stream. And hate to disappoint you, but not on your life, Loyal. We try to keep things squeaky clean on Frownie's end of the chat. I must say, I am only human, so while I don't believe I have ever cursed on the stream, I won't say that I never do, and I can't say that it will never happen, but I make every effort to be on my best behavior. Itarama, happy to have you here as well, even if you didn't like my joke. Thank you for the positivity. Lucent Jelly and Hooked on Pot, welcome to the stream. Is that a new emote? Or did I just never notice that one? That one's fairly new. It's only been live a couple days. It's pretty new. Oh yeah! Yes! Thank you for the 100 bits, Hooked on Pot. Cute Frownie ET. Yeah, I don't know. Just ET has just somehow become my whole world on the stream. Jelly likes the joke, and Itty says, the joke wasn't that bad, just such a hard punch to the gut. Fair enough. Fair enough. So yeah, I don't know. It's it's largely my own doing. I don't know, it took so long. It took so long for me to beat ET on the 2600 that it became an enemy of mine, and then I finally beat it, and I was so happy, and then Sparrow made that excellent ET-inspired song, and then I wanted to do this whole jankuary thing, so just a storm of terrible influences came upon me, and now ET is all I do. Why? Why do there have to exist so many ET console games? This is our if you count ET on the Atari, which we did last year. So there's one, Escape from Planet Earth, Digital Companion, ET on Game Boy Advance. This is our fifth ET game. And I think this game is a bigger one. From the impression I got. This game, I expect to have kind of a more sizable amount of content than we're used to. So we might be spending a little bit of time here. It might take more than one night. But the plan, my plan, sort of tentatively, is to play this game for about 3 hours of the stream, maybe a little more, and then to devote the very last part of it to maybe playing some games on the Atari 2600. Speaking of that, I don't really have anything in particular picked out. Maybe Dig Dug. If you wanted to, during the stream, take a look at my Atari 2600 collection, you can use that link. And if you wanted to recommend a game that we might want to look at tonight, you're welcome to do that. I won't promise that we'll get to all the recommendations, but that is something that I thought I might open up to you if you're going to be hanging around for most of the stream. But let's take a look at this game. So it's been playing the story. I think it's going to give this to us. At least I hope it's going to give this to us once we start a file. So we'll do that. E.T. and the Cosmic Garden. So this game, I think this, we've got some old save files here. We're going to say goodbye to all of these. Sorry, Kara, Brandy, and Gabby. This does bode well for us. I don't want to jinx it, but this does make me think that perhaps the battery, the save battery, can be trusted in this game. Hooked on Pot suggests backgammon. Oh, I don't even understand how to play backgammon. But we could take a look. I doubt I could figure out how to play it via the Atari game. And in fact, it's a 2-player game, right? I don't even know if I can. Girls like E.T. apparently. All the ladies love E.T. So I think this is the first E.T. game we've played that... I believe this is going to happen independently of the film. This is either prequel or sequel to the film. Because the 2600, Escape from Planet Earth, and the GBA game are all sort of retellings of at least part of the film. Digital Companion doesn't really retell the film so much as exist within its universe. Let's see. So third save slot. That's my favorite. I guess I could add the IE. We can actually be Frownie. Oh, and here we are. It didn't repeat the backstory from the title screen, or the demo screen, as it were. Something about E.T. training to be a botanist. Sound effects, music, and quit. Star chart. Encyclopedia Galactica. Oh my goodness, this game is gigantic. Plants, the creatures. The space slug is E.T.'s friend and lives in the cosmic garden. He can be very useful as he will provide you with manure as long as he's well fed, but he can also be troublesome as he'll eat any plant he sees, not just the weeds. Uh-oh. After eating some food, the space slug will tend to have a short nap. Keep an eye on him, as he'll soon wake up with a fresh appetite. Because the space slug is very heavy, you can't move him like the other objects in the garden. However, you can levitate him just long enough to turn him around to face another direction. Use this skill along with things like rocks to keep him away from your precious plants. As well as the space slug, your friend the space bee also lives on board the ship. It's his job to help with the breeding of flowers by taking the pollen from one flowering plant to another one and making it produce a seed. A watering can. This is going to be a complicated game. I'm going to do a lot of reading, I think. You could teach me how to play backgammon. I mean, if you want, I guess we could throw it on and we could see. I really don't know if Twitch chat is the optimum forum for teaching really any skill, but we'll do our best. Welcome back, Loyal, and no, not gonna happen. That guy, Black Fox, welcome to the stream, Black Fox. Only 7 ET games were released in 2000 and 2002. Were there really 7? I think some of them were PC games, right? I think 2 of them were PC games. Yeah. So I had 5 in mind. Yeah, you're right. I had 5 in mind because I really only think of console games. PC gaming pretty much might as well not exist. So far as I'm concerned, but yeah, you're right. I double checked. Too complicated, I'd have given up already. Add space in front of it and it fits. I don't follow, Itty. You mean the space watering can? I'm joking about backgammon. It'd be equivalent to playing solitaire on Twitch. Space Slug, Space Bee. Okay, yeah. Alright, so yeah, this is going to be a complex game. The watering can. This provides water, or space water, to the plants, which they need to grow. If a plant is in need of water, you'll see the Need Water icon flashing at their base. To get the watering can, you can use the shortcut menu. The compost. This provides nutrients to the plants which they need to grow up. If a plant is in need of compost, you'll see the compost icon flashing at their base. To get compost, just use the shortcut menu. Okay. The fork. This is used to dig holes in the ground. You need to do this to prepare the ground for planting a seed. To get the fork, use the shortcut menu. Sounds like the shortcut menu is really useful. The life heart. Oh no, what? Why is the text messed up? Sometimes if you complete an important task, a life heart will appear. Pick it up and E.T.'s heart will start to glow and all the plants around him will perk up. That was weird. It's not messed up anymore. Okay. The controls. Controlling E.T. is very easy. Pressing up, down, left, or right will make him walk in that direction. A is the action button. Pressing it will pick up and put down objects in the garden. It will also allow you to use the tools, such as pressing A to dig a hole when you have the fork equipped. During the options screens, A also selects the highlighted option. B is the cancel button if you wish to stop using a tool. Press B to do so. B is used to bring up the shortcut menu. Once it is open, pressing left and right allow you to change between seed, dispenser, fork, compost, and watering can. You can then either use A to select the chosen icon or B to cancel. If you select the seed dispenser, then the screen will change to show all the seeds you currently have in your possession. You can then use A to select a seed or B to cancel. I mean, hooked on space shortcut menu, hooked on pot. To be fair, I think that right now this game is about as interesting as playing solitaire on Twitch. All I'm doing is reading infinite text. Three for Game Boy Color, one for GBA, one for PlayStation. Atari had two ET games that you, one that you played on 2600, and one that was only on the 400, 800 lines. So I thought there was another Atari ET game, but I don't have the console to play it. And the others the others I am painfully aware of. Space text. The game is already feeling space jank. Start performs two tasks. When you are on the bridge, it makes ET exit to the garden or planet surface. When you are in the garden, it brings up a small menu that pauses the game and allows you to get back to the bridge if you so wish. Whenever a plant needs something or is unhappy, small icons will appear at its base to warn you what is the matter. This appears when a plant is running low on water. Get the watering can out and give it a sprinkle to make it happy. This appears when a plant has been given too much water by you. If you water it far too much, you can kill the plant, replant it in a dry bit of soil to help it out. This means that your plant isn't getting enough light because it's probably in the shade of another plant. Move it out of the shade or place a plant which gives out light near to it. This means that your plant is getting too much sunlight. Move it into the shade to relieve it. This means that your plant needs more nutrients, so put some compost on it to make it happier. This means that you've made the soil too rich for your plant to live in. To make it better, replant it in a bit of soil that isn't so full of compost. This means the plant is worried about something, such as the space slug trying to eat it. The plants are sentient. Are you going to remember any of this? I'm going to do my best. This means the plant is not happy about others in the garden. In this case, it's usually a good idea to try a different balance of plants. This could mean the plant is too cold for comfort, either because of another plant in the garden or because of a cosmic event which is lowering the temperature. This means the plant is too hot for comfort, either because of another plant in the garden or because of a cosmic event which is raising the temperature. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, there's this game. I knew this game was going to be the most complicated. Actually, I don't even know. I don't know if that's true. I knew it was going to be the most complicated one we've played so far. Star chart. Looks like we're on planet Hoth. Alright, well, let's step outside. So is this the planet, or is this the garden? Oh no. Okay, he's eating the weeds. That's good. I'm off to a bad start. I've already killed a plant. No, I've already killed two. Okay, plant. Go here. Compost. Water. No, it needs more water. Water, water, water. Oh my goodness. Okay, what is this? I can't interact with that. You stay away from that plant. That's my only friend. Here we go. Got more manure. So far, I've killed 66% of my plants. Oh no! I've made the soil too rich! Water. 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 I've given it too much water. No! My last plant has perished. Cool space slug. That space slug is not cool. He is a danger to my entire operation. I think you're thinking of the Atari 2600 game called Aliens Return, and later renamed to E.T. Go Home. That might be, you might be right. That might be what I'm thinking of. Master Tuesday. Hola, Frownie. Hola, Master Tuesday. Welcome to the, welcome to the continuing nightmare that is my E.T. marathon. And thank you for the magic beans, speaking of nightmares. We are off to a rocky start here tonight, my friends. The space slug is adorable, Interama says. Alright, we've got a Ah, this one is the birthday cake or dishwater. Last time I got this bean, it was birthday cake, so I don't have high hopes. So let's do it. Hey! It's birthday cake again, twice in a row. That's good. The birthday cake is kind of a gross flavor, though, because it's very chemical tasting. It tastes like what I imagine, like drinking vanilla-scented perfume would taste like. No. Everybody need... No! No! Go away, slug. This slug. This slug. I hate this guy. Get away from my plants. I can't get rid of this guy. He's eating all my plants. I hate this slug. They all need water, but I'm so worried about this slug. I don't have time to think about anything. And also, watering them is so difficult. How do they still need water? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright, what is my objective? The bee! The cosmic bee! Hooray? Is that victory? Select journey? What? Okay, can't go to the middle planet. I think that was just a trial. I think that was just training. I like the E.T. happy dance. I mean, I'd much rather see that than any failure condition. Alright, so we're getting a little bit better at growing plants, so I'm not really sure which of these planets is going to be the easiest, but I'm going to start with the purple planet. The purple planet, I guess I shouldn't be surprised. I wasn't really expecting it to look like purple sludge on this. I don't know what I was expecting. I didn't really expect it to be so, like, goopy. But now that I think about it, like, I'm thinking, like, in Mario, there are all these, like, levels with, like purple, like, poison swamp water or whatever. So, okay. Poison planet it is. This slug. I see him coming for me. No, E.T., get out of your menu. Go get that slug. I can only turn him around so briefly. Oops. I know everyone needs water, but I also saw everyone needed compost, so... Happy dance, okay. I have no idea what is happening. These plants are space bell peppers. Thank you for the trophies, Hooked on Pot. I hope E.T. isn't space allergic to space bees. Alright, I mean, we can go back and do the purple planet again, but it kind of seems like, what's the point? Let's keep going. So I guess we're collecting seeds. Blue Lotus, Purple Clarion. Blue Lotus. The Blue Lotus is a very... The text scrolls automatically. The Blue Lotus is a very clever flower. She loves to study, enjoys intelligent conversation, but hates loud noises and bad behavior. The Purple Clarion grows better when surrounded by nice sounds. When happy, she makes music of her own by ringing her bell-shaped flower. Alright, so I think we need to go to every planet so that we can get one of every type of seed. And then we're going to backtrack to the different planets and we're going to plant different seeds and see if different flowers grow, or we can cross-pollinate different flowers. It would seem that our goal... Oh, there's nothing going on here. I don't know what these things are. There's no rocks here. I guess here I just plant... of my own choosing. Alright, well, let's see. Seeds. Right? Is this seeds? It is. The thing about the slug is I can only reverse his direction, and only for one tile. I'm gonna stand over next to him and run, and physically run interference against him. Give you some compost. I hope that's good. See, we need some more water. I should probably be planting more than 2 flowers, but I mean... You've seen how easily I'm overwhelmed. It's wild that watering the plants isn't like a just push a button thing. You have to hold the button and choose for how long to pour water on them. Where is that bee? Well, speak of the devil. Alright, so they're gonna cross-pollinate? Give me a new type of flower? Give me a seed? We got something new. Rambling Rose. Rambling Rose loves to talk. She will talk to anything nearby, even a rock. When she has no one to talk to, she gets lonely. Okay. Okay, so we have successfully created a new flower. I hope you get some space salt to kill the space slug eventually. I don't think there's any, I think he is a perpetual villain. I don't think that I will be able to escape from him. Frownie smokes flower. Is tobacco a flower? And not very often. Oh, okay. Does the fire tulip really need water? Okay, so we probably want to keep these plants physically near one another. Get out of my way, slug. No! Oh, I'm in trouble. Come on, give me a seed. Victory. Space Slug isn't a villain, it provides fertilizer, more of an anti-hero. Alright, hey, this is going pretty okay, right? So, we've gone to these planets, let's go down here. Did we go to this planet already? Oh, I've already been here. That's okay. I didn't read about the new flower. Oh no, I don't know what to do. Sometimes it takes a lot of effort to make a suitable planting spot here. This slug is already looking to cause me misery. Red Darnation? All my plants are gonna die. I've been too ambitious. I've planted too many plants. Oh no, the manure's gone. The slug didn't eat that too, did he? Oh no, I made the soil too rich. Thank you for the bits hooked on pot. I really need that bee to come by. Oh no, too much water. Oh, here's the bee. No seeds. It was all for nothing. Ah. This is kind of an interesting game. The bee stung your plant's tongue. I guess it did. Alright, I think my problem is I'm being too ambitious. I need to... I really just need to have... just a couple plants. I got overambitious again. I was kind of just hoping that the soil was maybe only slightly too rich, and then it would de-nutrient-ize. You're not getting through me, slug. The bee stung your plant's tongue. Well, we got some. E.T. didn't look very excited. Warning, ice comet. Why was E.T. so underwhelmed? We got a new seed. He didn't even seem to care. Wind chimes. Wind chimes make beautiful sounds when blown by the wind. Oh, that's it. Usually there's multiple screens of description. Half a happy dance. This is an interesting game. So I'm thinking that the wind chimes and the purple clarion are going to be good to hang out next to each other. Ooh, maybe even the blue lotus. I think it said that it likes good noises. Imagine the wind chimes got to make good noises. Ooh, if there's an ice comet, that's a good time to plant the blue lotus, right? Because it came from an ice planet. Alright, we'll try the blue lotus and the wind chimes together. $63 different seeds, is that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 by... Yeah, 8 by 8 minus 1. And that last one is probably the, it said something in the opening text, or the demo text, about a cosmic Dragora. That might be the 64th plant. Or there may only be 63. But hey, we've already got 5 of them. We're like almost a 10th of the way there. So fasten your seatbelts, because that means at least 10 more hours of this game. So, I'm gonna just continue with the strategy that has been working for me here. I hope wind chimes like the cold. I really should be taking notes of what I have already, what I've already cross-pollinated. Otherwise, we are going to be stuck forever running trial and error. Oh my goodness. Alright, so... So the Blue Lotus and the Purple Clarion made the Rambling Rose. The Rambling Rose and the Red Darnation made the Wind Chimes. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5 seeds. Alright, so that's every... Because we found the Purple Clarion, the Blue Lotus, and the Red Darnation out in the wild. Can you imagine what our life would be like 3 hours from now if I didn't think to start taking notes? And I'd be sitting here retrying combinations that we've already done for hours. Ah. Where do you find these games? You know. I don't know. I'm not actually sure how I figured out that there were more E.T. games. Well, I know I came across... I saw one of the Game Boy Color ones when I was just browsing retro games. And then that... I couldn't believe there was a Game Boy Color E.T. game, and that motivated me to do some investigating. And I mean, it wasn't that difficult once I knew to look for them. Oh no, this plant is unhappy. Wish there were more rocks on this planet. I was only going to plant 2 plants, but... Yeah, I can't help you with the cold. I actually planted you to keep the Blue Lotus warm. Alright, you can have that one, Slug. Where's that bee? Oh, no you don't. I don't think we're gonna get a seed this time. I think the seeds, I think the flowers have to be visited by the seed within a, like, narrower time window for, new seeds to be a possibility. Could be wrong, though. Let's see. Let's see what happens. I'm wrong! I wonder if there's a speed run of this. There certainly is. This is E.T. and the Cosmic Garden. There's basically a speed run of every game. I don't think there's a... I really don't think there's any game there's not a speed run of. I just had the greatest idea. Alright. We're gonna put the wind chimes and the purple clarion together. No, I was overzealous. Ooh. We're gonna get a new seed. I know it. We got a seed, but it isn't new. My knowledge was wrong. Okay, what's that? A wind chime seed? Well, maybe I was wrong. Maybe there are no speedruns of it. No, we didn't get anything new there either. Okay, so what did we combine? We combined... Rambling Rose plus wind chimes. That made more wind chimes. And Purple Clarion plus wind chimes also made more wind chimes. You're right, though. Almost every game has been speedrun. It's rare to find a new one. Well, I mean, I imagine there are people out there who complete speedruns of games that have no speedruns just to get the world... like, because it's an easy world record. As long as you finish the game... if you're the only person who's ever speedrun it, then you automatically have the world record. I just imagine there are a lot of people who that's their whole thing, is they just look for games that don't have any speedruns to automatically get world records. All right, I actually I feel like I don't want anything to do with this seed. Sure wish I knew what that was. So the red darnation doesn't like to grow on this planet. Doesn't like to grow when there's ice. Ice comets or whatever. So let me see. What have I not tried? Lotus and Clarion. I haven't tried the Lotus and the Rambling Rose, but but those two plants don't get along. Have I tried the Rambling Rose and the Purple Clarion? I don't think I've tried that. Oh, it won't let me plant a seed. It demands that I use this seed. Oh, so that's bad. That's bad, because I don't want to combine that with anything. So what was that? That's a wind chime? I know you need water. Oh, it's not letting me plant any more seeds. I guess I'm out of seeds. Huh. Well, what am I growing this for? Just for the love of the sport, I guess. Go away. There are weeds everywhere. Don't shrink. I was getting you some good nutrients. Do it, the ET farming game seems unbeaten. I'm not going to sit here and beat this whole game in one sitting. I don't think. Unless growing a plant in a particular environment can sort of change its genetic makeup to give me a new seed, I don't think that there's much good going to come of this. I know, E.T., you and me both. Alright, so I want to combine have I put the Rambling Rose and the Purple Clarion together? I don't think I've done that. Alright. Purple Clarion. Ah, I walked over the spot. Rambling Rose. Hang on, we're not even done. This spot will not. This is going poorly. Oh, that's all I can plant. That's horrible. I did plant something there. I don't know what's going on. I've got a dud here. Oh, there we go. What is this? Come on, seed. No. Oh, he's eating my plants. Ah. I cannot seem to solve the mystery of the ice comet. What did I just plant together? I planted purple clarion plus rambling rose and got rambling rose seeds. Okay. Blue lotus, rambling rose. Be okay, Rambling Rose. You need a lot of nutrients. Don't complain about too many nutrients. You're gonna be okay. Stop with the red warning. You're okay. See? I told you. Oh, I got a heart. I don't know what that does. No, it's a seed I already have. Alright, so there's something... There's some aspect to this that I'm not getting. We'll figure it out, though. So that was a Rambling Rose seed. So the thing is, I'm doing these cross-pollinations. But I'm doing them when there's ice, so I don't know. Like, if I plant a blue lotus and a rambling rose next to each other in a different climate, will they create a seed that they won't create in the ice climate? I don't know these things yet. This game is shockingly complicated. I already did that. Hang on, I don't know. I've already planted these two together. I'm just gonna let those wither so I can restart. They sure take a long time to wither. They're immortal. My plants have become immortal. I can't fail the challenge now, even though I want to. It seems like I can only plant 3 plants at a time. Yeah, I really don't understand why I'm limited to the number of plants I can plant. Uh-oh. I know they're cold. I'll just come over here and stand by them. I got something new! Okay, so that has to have been because of blue lotus plus red darnation. That led to something. We planted them in the ice. I will note. I'm not even sure that my notes are even remotely accurate. Looks like a mushroom. Summer breeze. The summer breeze blows a warm, soothing wind in the direction she is facing. Oh, that's useful when there's ice around, right? Sorry if my writing and jostling my pen and paper here are causing terrible noises on the mic. It just occurred to me that that's probably happening. Right, I mean, really, this is just about planting 2 plants at a time. The third plant seems to be just a backup or irrelevant. Alright, well, let's try wind chimes and summer breeze. I'm watching you, slug. Alright, wind chime and summer breeze made a wind chime. I wonder if it matters if the summer breeze is facing the plant correctly or not. So, oh, this is bad. I don't want a wind chime. Is there really no way to get rid of a plant, a seed? Can you eat that seed for me? Thank you. Actually, you know what? Let's do it like this. Summer breeze. It won't let me plant another plant. What is the point of continuing this if it won't let me plant another plant? I don't understand. What, is the slug making you unhappy? The slug makes me unhappy too. There's not much we can do about it. I can't make you happy, plant. You have to do that for yourself. Here, you want to be next to a weed? Oh well. No great loss. Just a loss of time. So, Summer Breeze and Wind Chime was no good. Summer Breeze and... Blue Lotus? Summer Breeze and Red Darnation? Who knows? Blue Lotus. I thought there was a logic to putting the breeze and the wind chimes together, but... I think that this plant doesn't like this other plant. I mean, that's okay. The red darnation didn't like growing in the cold, and it still produced a seed. Oh no, I've given it too much water. This plant has had a hard life, I admit. So much of this is just sitting here staring at the game. Come on, give me a new seed. Nothing. Not only did I get a new seed, I didn't even get an old seed. Well, now we're in trouble. I can only plant one more flower. What's the point? I think I've got to go to a different planet. Oh, I actually do have pistachios tonight. I had them turned off because I had been out of them. I forgot to turn them back on. I'll do that. Alright, so that was... Summer Breeze plus Blue Lotus, and that did nothing. Thank you, Hooked on Pot. So these are weird pistachios. I don't really think I like them that much. They're okay. They are sweet chili pistachios. And I don't really understand the concept of seasoning pistachios in the shell, because all of the flavoring is on the shell. Like, you don't eat that part. What? This seems needlessly messy. It does change the flavor of the pistachio, but only very slightly. You know what? Maybe more than I gave it credit for. But I think if you're going to go flavoring pistachios, it should be done with pistachios not in the shell. That is an interesting flavor. Alright, let me see what happens when I exit. Okay, good. So I need to use that to save us more time. So, let's go to the star chart. What? Oh, I have to grow something here. I don't have a choice to travel. One question mark, two. What? I really need the game to give me some more guidance here. Okay, I think I need to put together... I need to try the purple clarion and the red darnation. I don't think I've put those two together yet. I need to come up with a better system for keeping notes. They're becoming increasingly confusing to read. I think after the stream, maybe I'll spend some time sitting down and organizing these. Look at this guy coming over here, hungry for my plants. Go away. Nobody likes you. I said nobody likes you. Yeah, you better run. When I was a kid, I didn't have the finger strength to open them. I used to bite them open and got more flavor that way. Fair enough. As an adult, I sometimes don't have the finger strength to open a pistachio. Some of them can be quite stubborn. Record time on these two. Come on, seeds. I don't need a heart. Oh, we got something new. We're on a new planet, too. Is that what I saw? Violinette. Oh, like a clarinet, but a different... Is there a flower that's a clarinet? I don't know. I know there's an instrument. Or what could it be? Violin. I don't know. Why is it like this? Violinette likes to play loud music that makes the garden dance. Oh, it's like, look at it, it's like violent. Maybe that's what they're thinking. Okay. Purple clearing grows better when surrounded by... nice sounds. There we go. So see, I think those two need to... Violinette and Purple Clarion are going to need to become friends. I can't believe the Purple Clarion and the Wind Chimes didn't do anything, though. Oh, thank you for the trophies, by the way. Ooh. We got a new sort of free flower. Ooh. Wow, these things grow quick. Alright, what do we get? Select where to go. Oh no. I only have one choice. That's weird. Why did it tell me to select? Oh, that's down here in the next row. Sunflower. Sunflower creates light when she is happy. And that's all we need to know. Okay. So, let's see. What did I want to put together before? I wanted to put together the violinette and the purple clarion. Uh-oh. Hope that's not going to be a problem. Okay, looks like we're okay. Come on, new flower. No. Okay, I know what we'll do. Sometimes it takes a lot of effort to till the earth. The soil's too rich. I guess that's left over from the last round. Proceed. I'm a failure. What's that, a wind chime? Blue Lotus plus Violet equals wind chime. Sometimes the bee really takes its time getting here, huh? Greg's Retro Channel, welcome in, Greg. What? Another ET game? How many ET-based games were there? There are a shocking number of ET games. This is the 5th game we've played on stream. This game, I'm liking this game. I don't know. I don't know what everyone else's feelings are on it, but I'm kind of enjoying it. It's kind of strange. I don't feel like the descriptions of the flowers are useful at all. Alright, well, let's try the Violet and the Summer Breeze, just because they're both new. I don't think I've put those two together yet. Loyal does not enjoy this game. Thank you for the bean. We'll have that in just a moment. How many space plants can you plant in space at a time? I mean, I can plant 3 plants at a time, I think. But there's really no point to planting more than 2. At least so far as I'm aware. No! Another wind chime. Alright, so that was the Summer Breeze, and Violinette also makes a wind chime. It seems like when in doubt, the game's like, wind chime. Okay, beans. We got a, well, this is rotten egg or buttered popcorn, and both flavors are revolting, so doesn't really matter what it is. I'm gonna gag either way. Popcorn, by the way. Oh. Oh, I hate those buttered popcorn beans so much. I don't know why. I don't know how there can exist people who like those. It's revolting. Oh, thank you for the pistachios hooked on pot. I will enjoy those in a moment as well, but let me get the most out of this awful bean. This game is really just a trial and error simulator. Have I put the wind chimes with the violinette? I haven't. We need that flavor to sit and soak. Here we go. Cross your fingers. No, another wind chime. Alright, I'm going to try and have some pistachios while the plant is growing. This is risky. Yeah, those are nice. I'm liking these more. The more I have them. I still think I'll go back to regular pistachios when I run out of these, but they're nice to try out. Oh, Master Tuesday, you want the Jankuary calendar? Okay. I'll put that up in just a moment. I don't think there's any point to growing the last seed. I got a heart, and ET is so upset about it. Alright, let's get the, let me get the icon switched. Last night on the stream, I had the Jankuary calendar up as my icon, but I had it flipped. I had it mirrored, and that wasn't intentional. And I didn't even notice the whole night. Even when I switched it from the calendar to the Haim Peaver, I still didn't notice it was flipped, and it was flipped with that one too. Alright, there we go. Why am I unable to till the land all of a sudden? What? What's going on? E.T., what's wrong with you? What's going on? I can't make a spot in the ground. I have to have 2 spots or I can't grow anything. This is frustrating. Well, I guess it's game over. Sparrow, welcome to the stream. I'm doing pretty well. I'm playing this weird ET game. I'm having a lot of fun with it. It's a little obnoxious, but all in all, it's a pretty good time. Way better than the last ET game. Maybe the best ET game I've played so far. I don't know, I liked Escape from Planet Earth a lot. You know, if you don't like it, Loyal, there's plenty of other streams out there. KLF 3 AM Eternal must have been one of my first songs I liked as a kid. I don't think I know that. We got something new. E.T. is not amused, though. Warning, solar winds. Oh, Eternal. I love it. Well, good. I'm glad you do, Sparrow, because... because the title is not... The title is not really a lie. There's a... There's a lot more E.T. in our future. Alright, Blue Lotus plus Sunflower equals something. Iris. Iris likes watching plants move and dance. She gets bored quickly when there is nothing interesting going on. Iris likes watching oh, we already read that. Oh. Oh, hang on. I think I just... Sound. Ice and sound make the rambling rose, right? Oh, I just figured out. Ice and heat make the summer breeze. I just figured that X there, that's like a DNA symbol. That tells us, all right, so there are 5 elements. No, there's 6. There's 6 elements to the universe, and each plant is made of 2 of the elements. So I need to be looking for combinations. Like this, the iris is made of ice and light. So I need to make a plant that's a combination of sound and light, and heat and light. And I don't know what the last piece, I don't know what the last thing is. Thank you for the bits, Hooked on Pot. I like E.T. Botany Simulator. Glad to hear it. I'd like to take a poll on who's enjoying E.T., Loyal says. At the end of the day, Loyal, there's... I hate to break this to you. There's really only one person whose opinion matters on whether or not E.T. is a good time. How about a poll? That's alright. I'm not going to waste the time running a poll because I'm going to ignore... I would ignore the results anyway. And it's pretty obvious to anyone who can count from the votes we already have in the chat that I think I'm safe. What? You mean this isn't a democracy? This is literally 1984. It kind of is, except the weird thing about that is the weird thing about the stream being 1984 is I'm the only one who's being watched all the time. It's been ET all year. Welcome to 2022. Okay, so we've made some great progress here since I figured out how to stop wasting time with combinations that aren't going to work. I love y'all, ET or not. I appreciate you being a good sport, Loyal. Thank you. Alright, now that I understand, there is a way to more proactively seek combinations. We're in a good place now. Okay, so... But what's this solar wind thing mean? Alright, so ice, sound, heat... The wind chime is a combination of 3 things. Oh no! light. That's why I can grow 3 things at once. Okay. Solar Wind says to me that I want plants that like light and movement. So, light. Well, why don't we try putting together the red darnation and the sunflower? All right. Come on, B. Come on, B. We're speed running this round. Cool space background and space music. I don't really know how I feel about the music. I actually do like the stars moving by in the background, though I haven't paid a lot of attention to them until you pointed it out, because I'm so worried about the slug all the time. Yes! Alright. Sunflower. I'm still going to take notes. Red darnation. Even though we don't have to, there won't be as much sort of brute force trial and error. Fire cactus. Excellent. The fire cactus prefers dry, arid soil. She detests water and strong winds that might blow out her fire. The illustration versus the photograph. Like what it actually looks like in the game there on the right. The difference in level of detail is astonishing. Okay. So, sound and ice have been put together. What about heat and sound? Heat and sound have been put together. So I guess... Alright. I need a different... I need a different kind of chart. I'm wondering if I have any more paper. I do. Excuse me one moment. Okay, so what I want to do, ice, sound, heat, light, ice, sound, heat, light. I want to check off the combinations that we've already got. So for ice, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sound, heat, light. Ice and sound we've got. Ice and heat we've got. Ice and light we've got. Okay, do we have sound and heat, I believe. We need sound and light. So we'll prioritize that next. Forgot how the buttons work. What are we doing? Sound and light. So no wonder the descriptions are useless. Were useless to me. I was reading the descriptions and trying to figure out like what plants would want to be near each other based on like what it said their likes and dislikes were. It's nothing to do with that. It's just about trying to combine the different elements. The game really fooled me. Oh, I love it. Sound and light. What do we get? Humbuzz. Humbuzz crackles with electricity as she grows, creating light. She hates water. Space victory. All right. Okay, so combines all those elements. Let me check off heat real quick. So ice, sound, and light. Heat and ice we have. Heat and sound we have. And heat and light we have, I believe. That's this one? Yeah. Uh-oh. Ice, sound, and heat. Light and ice. Sound and light. Heat and light. Alright, so now we've got to look at combinations of 3 plants. Okay. Oh, I didn't draw my chart big enough. Okay, so ice and sound. We need ice sound heat and ice sound light. Ice sound heat we already have. And that's going to be it. So we don't have ice sound light. So we need to combine which plant is ice and sound. The rambling rose, which is ice and sound, with the sunflower, which is light. That'll be perfect. Oh, I hope I'm right. Now, their likes and dislikes could still come into play here and make one of these combinations not work. Because I'm combining a light with an ice and sound. I could have to combine like an ice and light with a sound. Or something, you know, based on their likes and dislikes. I need one flower that has 2 elements and one that has 1. But which one has which 2 and which one has which single 1? Like, all possible combinations might not work. Who in the world watched the E.T. movie and said, you know what this needs? This needs a spin-off video game where E.T. wanders around the galaxy crossbreeding sentient flowers. Warning, space beetles? What? How do we deal with space beetles? I'm not prepared for this. It's due to his effect on the one plant in the film. I mean, I can't argue with that. Siren. Siren makes a terrible noise when she is unhappy or frightened. Boss level. Alright, so that's ice, sound, and light. I don't know how many elements a plant can have at a single time. Paul and Ringo and John, except in space. That's the space Beatles. What about George? That's basically what brought them to Earth at the start of the movie. Earth plant life. Is that established in the movie, though? I know in the video games they keep telling us that E.T. came to Earth to study plants, but I don't know the movie well enough. Is that actually something in the movie? I thought they just made that up for the games. Alright, so I don't know what type of challenge space beetles are gonna have for us. Guess we're just gonna try making something we don't have. And if the beetles ruin our plans, then we'll try and figure out how to work against them when this all goes south. So we need to create ice, heat, and light. So ice and heat is summer breeze, and sunflower. Oh, that's the space beetle? So the space beetle is just like a more advanced version of the slug, I see. I mean, just kind of stand... Nope. great. That plant's going to help me a lot. So far, so good, right? I think we did it. Alright. That looks like the blue lotus seed, though. But E.T. was happy about it. It looks exactly like the blue lotus seed. Narcissus. The Narcissus finds himself very attractive and will spend hours admiring himself in front of a mirror. Basically, it was established in the movie, yes, E.T. wandered too far off because he was looking at plants and trees, which is why he gets left behind when the agents get there. Fair enough. This plant has a lot of dislikes. Okay, so we're done with the ones that start there. So, sound, ice, heat and light are done. Sound, heat, sound, heat, and ice are done. So we need sound, heat, and light. I think. Sound, heat and light. Heat and light is... One of these was heat and light, right? Cactus. Alright, so let's do the purple clarion. That gives us our sound, and our heat and light can come from the fire cactus. Rewindings for losers. Welcome to the stream, Rewinding. Happy to see you again. I'm late. How's things been so far? Things are going really well. This is turning out to be one of the better ET games. It's kind of repetitive. It's kind of very repetitive. I will admit, but it's felt really good to sort of figure out how the game works. There we go, something new. I'm pretty confused by what's going on screen. You're not alone. You're not alone. I've only recently sort of figured out what I'm doing. Oh. So, we're ET, we're traveling around space, we're collecting different plants. The plants have different elemental attributes, like this is an ice plant, and this is a heat plant, and this is a light plant. So far, the elements we know of are heat, sound, light, and ice. And we're collecting these plants of these different element types, and then we're cross-breeding them. So, like, this one is this is an ice and sound plant. And we create this plant by growing a sound plant like this one next to an ice plant like this one. And it's getting more complicated because now these plants down here have 3 elements. Like this one is ice, heat, and light. So at first I was just kind of sort of brute forcing plant combinations. I was just writing down what type of plant we got and what it produced. And I wasn't getting a lot of results. I kept getting a lot of the same plants over and over again, which basically means no progress. But then I figured out the elemental factor, and now I've been working off of a different chart that I'm making here. And I'm having a lot more success with this chart. Or all I'm doing is creating a sort of web type checklist. But it looks like we just landed on a new planet, so it looks like we're going to get a new element. Which is good, because I was coming close to exhausting all the possibilities, I think. Your chart looks like some sort of complex algorithm. Yeah, it works for me, though. This is, I think this is the 3rd time on stream I've had to sit here and make a chart like this. I had to make a chart in Kirby's Dream Land 2 and Kirby's Dream Land 3 to brute force some combinations. And this is the 3rd time I can recall making a chart of this sort of style. Sparrow says, I just saw that. I omitted George due to Ringo usually being the most forgotten Beatle. And yes, that's a non sequitur. Kirby's Chartland didn't sell so well. Alright, so... Yep, I was about to say, I'm going outside without a plan. These look like pumpkins. We have to deal with everything almost in real time. Like, we've got to water the plants to the sufficient levels. And we've got to deal with this slug who wants to eat our plants. These plants are moving around. Oh no! This is a new type of terrible obstacle. We've got to make sure they're in nutrient-rich soil. I don't know if we have to grow them physically close to each other. We don't. Okay, great. And there we go. Basically, we have to get two plant to crossbreed the plants. We have to get two of them to survive long enough for that bee to show up. And that bee has to show up separate times for each plant. And basically it's just keeping the plant alive for a certain amount of time. Like, it's not like the bee swoops in at certain times. The bee comes when the plant is ready, not vice versa. Okay, let's see what we just got. That was a plant with a new element, which is movement. Orange spruce. So now, basically, we've got to take it from the top again. We've got to breed for every combination of element with movement now. I think that's confusing. You should have seen some of the maps I drew for NES OG Metroid back in the late 80s. Oh. I've drawn my fair share of Metroid maps. I was really into Metroid a couple of years ago, the NES Metroid, trying to beat it, and I could fairly reliably get to Kraid, but beyond that... Alright, let's read about this. The orange spruce likes to move around. When she is unhappy where she is, she will uproot and move to a new spot. Fair enough. Why are you no longer into Metroid? I think you can beat it. I'll give it another shot someday. I think it's gonna be rough. I think it's gonna be a rough time, but I will. I think I'll try and do it on stream someday. Oh yeah, I like some of the other Metroid games quite a bit. That's the NES one. I just got burnt out on it. I was trying for a while there, and I hated when you die, you have to grind your health back to full health. I hate that feature of that game so much that the way I was playing it was if I ever died in the game, I just reset and played it from the beginning. And so I was getting for a while I was getting pretty good. That's why I said I could reliably get to Kraid. I was getting pretty good at making it that far in the game, but then when I would go searching for Ridley, I would inevitably get lost and die. Yeah, grinding for health in that game, it's no fun. That's why I was just like, I would rather just replay the first part of the game than stand around trying to fill my health back up. Alright, so we should focus. We need to put ice and movement together. So, just the spruce and the blue lotus. Sometimes my pitchfork doesn't work. Like, to plant a seed, I have to first, like, till the earth, and it's not working. I don't understand. I don't understand the pitchfork. It's not working anywhere. Alright, well, we're just gonna sit here until this works. Maybe we're not. I don't know what to do. This is awful. I can't plant any seeds because I can't... Alright, let's exit and just restart. I don't know if the game is bugged or what. I don't know why I can't till the earth sometimes. Nope, still not working. What's the deal? Doesn't work anywhere. I have to get the seed out first? I really don't understand what's going on here. Look, we finally made a spot. I just have to search all over for the one spot it'll let me till? Why? Why is it like this? Thank you for the pistachios rewinding. We'll have those in just a moment. I have one flower, but I can't grow a second one because I can't create a I cannot create a spot in the earth. Thought maybe only that spot would work for some reason, so I tried moving the plant. Am I allowed to only plant one plant at a time now? There we go. Now it's working. I don't think so. You go away, slug. Oops, I overwatered that one. Did the plant just move to dodge the bee? What? You're not allowed to do that. What is this? My game is falling apart. That's what's happening. We're glitched. I might be in a situation where the level's unbeatable now. I think this is the result of the plant moving out of the way of the bee. I knew the game was broken when I couldn't dig. See, it wasn't just me. Oh no, I'd better save and quit. Okay, good. We haven't lost all of our progress. Ah. All right, let's have those pistachios while we recover for a moment. And I'll get caught up here with the I'll get caught up with the chat here. So if you weren't here, these are sweet chili pistachios. And I was pretty lukewarm on them at first, but they are, the more that I have, the more they're growing on me. They're actually quite good. All right, let me see. Much tastier than those magic beans. So much better. Just noticed and subbed to your Stream Archives YouTube channel. Well, thank you, Greg. Check out some of those videos there tonight, Saturday after work. Right on. Yeah, so I try to upload every stream onto YouTube after they expire off of Twitch, and I don't think I've lost anything yet, except I think I might have lost a few minutes of one of my Banjo-Kazooie streams, but I'm really far behind. I'm only current up to November 20th of last year, and I've been working hard to get caught up, but the terrible thing about it is when I'm so far behind, to catch up necessitates that I have to publish, like, I have to publish great big chunks of uploads all at once, and I hate doing that to the kind people who have subscribed to me, that they wake up and they look in their feed and there's just like 20 videos from Agent Frownie is all they see in their feed for the day. But I'm so far behind at this point, there's really no way around that. So every couple days, at least for a little while, I'm gonna be bombarding you with huge amounts of uploads if you stay subscribed. But I try to do them. I try to do it just once a day, just like so. It's not like they're mixed in with everything. There's just a huge chunk somewhere in the middle that's just all me over and over again. So you don't have to go like looking between my videos for your usual stuff. Let me see, what did I miss there? The games cheat sometimes, you should know that by now. Sometimes they really just treat me poorly, don't they? Here we go again. It's unfortunate that they do, but yeah, every game I've ever played has moments where you'd swear the game is cheating somehow. Haim Peaver, exactly. Yeah, so Haim Ofer, Haim Peaver, Haim Peaver, misspellings of Game Over are kind of a thing because I get a lot of bugs and crashes, and that's one of the things that tends to glitch out is the game over screen itself. Videos expire on Twitch. So your VODs are automatically erased after 2 weeks. They last for 14 days. If you highlight them, they stay longer. I'm not sure, maybe indefinitely, but unless you go out of your way to preserve them, your VODs automatically archive, but they disappear after 14 days. If you're like a partner or hire, they last for longer. I subscribe to your YouTube channels also. Thank you. Thank you, Rewinding. It's nice to watch past streams. Well, I've built up quite a few of them. I'm almost at a year of streaming, and I aim to stream six nights a week, but it doesn't always work out that way. But I think it's probably safe to say I average 5 nights per week. And we're coming up on we're less than 2 months from a year of streaming, so that's like what, that'd be 250 streams once we get there. That's a lot. Alright, so what I'd had scheduled for tonight was to play E.T. and then to move over and play some Atari 2600 for a while, and I think I'll use the game crashing as a sign that I need to wrap E.T. for the night. This is good because I'll have an easy task, or a couple of easy tasks when we come back to it. Of just mixing the movement element into the 4 elements we already have. That'll be great to have at the start of the next stream for getting back into the swing of things. So thank you for enjoying E.T. with me. I actually quite like this game. Aside from its repetitiveness, there's not really that I would say I don't like about it. I mean, of course it could be better. It could look better. It could sound better, but those things just are what they are. I'm sort of neutral on the look and sound of the game. I'm very much in favor of I like the weird plants. I'm enjoying the sort of puzzle of now having to work out all the different combinations, and working it out on paper even is all right. I'm enjoying that, and it seems like it's going to get more interesting with the addition of like the moving plants and the sort of the factors of like the space beetles and the ice comet. So I'm hopeful. As long as my save file doesn't corrupt, then I think we're gonna have a good time with this. So we'll pick this one back up the next time I stream, which is probably gonna be Sunday night. But the stream's not over now. We're just gonna move to the Atari 2600. So if you would like, I don't really have anything planned for that. I was just gonna pick some games sort of at random off of the shelf and try them out for a while. I was leaning toward playing Dig Dug as a way to sort of start it off, as I don't think I've played that on stream yet. And if you wanted, I would be open to taking suggestions. If you look there in the chat, there's a link to my VG Collect page, where I've got all of my 2600 games inventoried there for you, so you can see what I own. And if you wanted to suggest a game, then I would be open to maybe playing it if it's something I haven't played before. And I'm sorry, but the list of things I played before is like we've done a lot of the games already. But if you wanted to take a look at that and then tell me in chat a suggestion, I might listen to that. Just be aware, I also might not. And so please don't let that crush you. If I ask for a suggestion, and then don't take it. There will be future opportunities. Hooked on Pot says Human Cannonball. All right, I'll take a look and try and grab that one off of the shelf too. Then you would prefer that over Backgammon, I'm assuming. All right, let me step away from the computer for a second. I'm gonna grab Human Cannonball and Dig Dug, and I'll be right back with you, my friends.